All right, boys, we are live. We're finally live. Today is the post match of day 3 of the 4 test match. Usually, we would come around 1 o'clock. Not only are we 2 hours late,
Yeah.
but we are 15 minutes earlier from our schedule live this time around. So, if anything, we are early. Unfortunately, our internet just gave up, decided to give up today, which is so sad because of the way the test match played around. But we are finally here. Zenith, hi. Star Edits, hi. Vignesh, hi.
Late OP, we're already here, dude.
Srikanth, hey, it's great to have you guys join us. Vishnu, hello.
Spread the message, get your friends. Let's get into this live soon. Obviously, we'll wait for a bit.
Yeah, we'll
because
wait for a bit. I had faith, Vignesh. Thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, we were surprised when the internet came back. Darshil, hi, but it just came. It went for no reason. It came back for no reason. But we are here.
Yeah,
we
it's
are
3:15. We won't start before that.
Yeah, it was 3:50. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we will.
3:05, 3:10.
Okay,
We'll wait
fine.
for a bit.
Yeah, we'll wait for a bit. NKR went insane. He clearly did insane. Typical Bangalore
Yeah.
delay. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's either traffic or the internet. And so here we are. There's a lot to talk about. For those of you guys joining us for the first time, please subscribe. It always helps us if you subscribe. I always watch your videos, but this is the first time live. Hey Vishnu, that's great,
Awesome.
dude. We usually do this at 1 p.m. We do this 30 minutes after play.
Yeah.
Abhimanyu, yes, hi, finally.
Finally, yeah.
MK, hey guys. Yeah, so we do this at 1 p.m.
Hello.
and we do this every day, but today because of the internet we didn't. But yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed to us, please do that. It always allows us if move out of the crease.
Boland. Oh, yeah. We'll
Is-
talk
Oh
about
yeah, we'll
that
talk
as
about
well.
all of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about. Raja, hi guys, finally waited since the day is finished. Thank you for waiting, but sorry that you had
Appreciate
to
it, guys.
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's again our internet. But here we are.
Also, before Ashwin gets into it, also leave a like so that it
Oh, yeah.
gets pushed out maybe to more people, which
Yes.
would be cool.
Crick fan, hi.
So, yeah.
Ritesh, hi. I was late today and I'm glad. I'm glad you were too. But yeah, if you guys can like the live, it'll help us. If you can subscribe, if you haven't, do that too. Right, before we get into whatever we get into, like always, and there are a couple of people joining us for the first time, we have a lot of segments. It's not just both of us talking to each other, which we hardly do anyways. So it's us talking about the positives for the day, which we do have a lot today, talking about the negatives for the day, what India needs to do tomorrow, and the top performances of the day. And then we also have a separate segment where we take questions from you guys. So we will talk to you guys, have a whole conversation after we do what we have to with this segment. So we don't take this live lightly, like a lot of others do. But yes, I'm glad that a lot of Pratyush, hi. I'm glad that a lot of you guys have joined us. It's always nice to see, especially today's the weekend. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
especially on
Saturday, yeah.
Saturday afternoon, where we
Nice time, sun beating down in the winters.
you could probably
Just watch our
sleep.
live and go to sleep.
That's true. Before we talk about whatever we need to talk about, do you want to go over the scorecard?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, India came out in the morning today with 310 runs to get to reach Australia's score. Obviously, we're still trailing by 116 runs.
Yeah, trailing by quite a bit.
Trailing by quite a bit, but we avoided the follow-on. That's the first thing to be happy about. Apart from that, Jadeja and Pant started off in the morning. We'll do that in the morning recap. But India ended the day 358 for 9. Eventually, stumps was called in early
Yes.
due to bad light and
rain.
rain as well. So yeah, all in all, it's been a great day of cricket for India. A lot of Indian fans will rejoice. There's so much to talk about.
Yes.
It was NKR's day. Washi played well. But yeah, that's the update. India 358 for 9.
Now let's go to the morning recap. And yeah, Jadeja and Pant resumed the day is what I want to say. Yeah, they resumed the day. Jadeja and Pant Jadeja played around 52 balls. He played quite well until he got out to Nathan Lyon.
Yeah.
Hey Chitran, thank you so much for the super chat. Why are ex-players fixated on NKR's domestic record? We will talk about that because that is very interesting to talk about. But again, thank you so much for the super chat.
Hi
Appreciate that.
Sudarshan, what's up?
Hey Sudarshan. But yes, and then Pant played this ridiculous shot that got Sunil Gavaskar so angry. If you haven't seen the clip, I think you should search it up. I think it was for a radio station that he was talking.
UBC?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not really sure. But yeah, Pant played an absolute bonker of a shot. Something he's known for, but it is one of the things we will talk about. But then Washington Sundar and NKR come into the middle and they have this entire partnership. But yeah, this is essentially what happened in the first couple of hours in the morning. Jadeja did bat for long enough. for things to die down a bit, and then we avoided the follow-on, and then all of you guys know what Sundar and NKR did.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the positives for the day. Pratap, take that away.
Cool. So, a lot of positives today, more positives than negatives. So, that's a great start already to the day. Firstly, of course, NKR, Washi, even Jadeja to some extent, he batted well, was able to bat time, eventually got out. Pant and Jadeja were looking good up to that point. But coming to the positives, NKR and Washi, I think the way they batted, just the sheer resilience and display from them was something that's very heartening to watch as Indian fans. We've seen this happen time and time again. We've seen this in the previous BGT as well, where Sundar and Shardul Thakur put on that partnership. So that was a big positive for India's lower order. They've been saving our ass consistently now for a long time. Apart from that, there's a bit of a batting analysis I want to get into with NKR, which we'll do in a moment. But one thing to talk about is the running between the wickets, is the game awareness, and it's just the strike rotation. Like Washi and NKR, there were a couple of mix-ups in the middle when it came to their running, but their calling was so clear, something that we did not see yesterday from Kohli and Jaiswal, which eventually led to that run out. And the thing is, it becomes so important when you're out in the middle, especially when you're taking these quick runs, to be able to make those decisive calls, and they were doing just that. In fact, there was an instance where Khawaja was fielding and he had kind of got his knee into the ground, because of which obviously his knee was hurting, and the next ball they hit the ball to Khawaja and they immediately took off because of the fact that he would be slow to start towards the ball. So just small things like that, the game awareness shown by both of them, and how easily they were able to rotate strike. I think despite fielders being on long on or long off, it's still necessary to be able to rotate strike, which these guys did extremely well. Or even just when a fast ball is bowling, just tap and run. We've seen this so much. We do this so much in club cricket, and it's just nice and it's fresh to see it happen in the international circuit.
Yeah. Then let's go to the batting analysis.
Now this batting analysis is Lyon versus Reddy, and you'll see I think there's dots and there's boundaries and runs. The thing here is the impact points, right? There is so many. I mean, the thing with NKR here is that he's made good use of his feet. He's gone right back into the crease, or he's come way forward, and irrespective of what the lengths have been, he's handled Lyon pretty well, because Lyon was looking in extremely good touch. He was in a good rhythm. He was spinning the ball. He was also getting the odd one to straighten the variation that he has. But I think NKR just played Lyon so superbly today.
Yeah, that's true. Let's talk about the blunders before we continue raving about NKR and Washington Sundar. I think one of the biggest blunders of today was Rishabh Pant's dismissal. Right. I am someone who backs Rishabh Pant, and we are people who back Rishabh Pant's style of play, and you need someone like him in the middle order just to cause havoc. And this is also what Ravi Shastri said post innings. I want to say during tea, I guess. But there are just situations where I wouldn't want Pant to change the style of play, or I wouldn't want Pant to exactly like play the situation. But dude, play the field.
Yeah.
Like if you have a third man and fine leg, and if you are trying to play that shot, the chances of you getting it wrong is a lot more higher than you getting the shot right. And it's just that. It's the percentage stuff, right? It's a high risk shot. The percentage of you failing is a lot more higher. And if the field is set for it, then why play it?
And especially at MCG, where the dimensions are
so
big.
Yeah. And so that was just something I did not expect from him. Someone who is currently a senior man in the squad, has scored a lot of runs, hasn't had the best of form in this series, and he goes out to play that. That was, I think it was a brain fade kind of situation with Pant, just because he's Pant. Or maybe it was an ego thing with Kohli and his cover drive. I mean, the fact that there are two fielders set for it and he still goes for it. I feel like as much as I back Rishabh Pant and the kind of shots he plays, he should play the percentage kind of innings in terms of if the field's set for it. It's not like if a long on is set and he's attacking Nathan Lyon, the chances of him getting right is a lot more higher, because it's not a high risk shot. But the shot that he played, the shot that he tried to scoop over fine leg was a high risk shot, and there is a field set for it, and then you have to play your percentages right, which he did not. And for someone who should be able to take India out of these kind of situations, he just dug a hole for himself and the team a lot further. But yeah, that's I think that's only about Pant. And we have top performances of the day, and they are obvious.
It's kind of obvious. I think you can put it in the chat as well. You guys have been talking a lot about it. Nitish Kumar Reddy and Washington Sundar, you'll also see on our screen, are the top performers for the day. I think especially Nitish Kumar Reddy and the build up to his 100, losing Sundar and then losing Bumrah, and then after that to be on 99 at the non-strikers end for Siraj to play out those 3 balls. It was a great adrenaline rush that I haven't felt in a while of watching cricket. Probably the first in this BGT properly. And so, yeah, like Nitish Kumar Reddy, for the kind of innings he's played, easily the top performer of the day. It's going to be so much to look forward to tomorrow as well. But yeah, along with that, let's not forget Washington Sundar's contributions as well. For him to be able to stick it out for almost as many deliveries as NKR himself has played, those guys took the steam out of the bowling lineup. You were seeing that despite Australia being such good, good with their lines and lengths, these guys were just not giving anything away to the Australians to work with. No edges. They were so sure of leaving the deliveries as well. Strike rotation, we've already spoken about it. And so, yeah, these two are our top performers for the day.
Let's take it from you guys. I like how Sudarshan said my top performer of the day is Siraj for defending those 3 balls. I agree at 100%.
In Safdarjung Museum, Siraj is going to have a statue.
Hari Krishnan G, when should we ideally start scrutinizing Pant for his audacious shots in the pressure situations, given this BGT seems to be full of that, and this is third tour to Australia? I think the time's about right. I think you need to start scrutinizing it, especially today, because again, you're playing percentages, and if you don't do that right as a senior man, if he was 2 test matches or 3 test matches down the line, like Constas, you would just say, fair enough, you do you.
True.
But this isn't that, and he was, hey Adit, hi, and he was supposed to take India out of this situation, and this is why he's there in the squad.
And here's the other thing, right? Pant throughout the series has gotten set and then he's given it away. Of course, in a couple of situations, it has been good deliveries that has gotten him out. But when you're set and when the bowling attack is not looking as threatening, you want to be able to capitalize on it, make those big runs. Exactly how NKR and Sundar did. So, yeah.
Sudarshan asked what would be a good score for India from the current situation. I think they need to take it run by run, especially because it's the last wicket. And so I think the first goal will be to trail less than 100.
Yeah.
And that is 16 runs. That's a lot of runs considering you have only 1 wicket left and you're farming the strike with NKR. Yeah. And so I don't know how they will go about it, but I think the first goal should be the 16 runs and then see how much ever, because once the Australian lose their lead by less than 100, psychologically you're like fair, like you're still in this game, because 116 is still a lot of runs away. And with the India's top order, I feel like they could only score 200 and still try to win the game. But yeah, Stiditz, was taking a night watchman at number 5 right decision?
In hindsight, obviously you can say no, but it's subjective. It's very subjective. So yeah.
Hey, Craig fan again, dude. Thank you so much for the super chat. You're so consistent with that. NKI hits 100, Washi gets 50, Jaiswal super 80. But aura of DSP is different. Can't hate the guy for long, and Pant is outright stupid. Brilliant.
I think you've summed it up pretty well.
Yeah, I think you've summed up the day and summed up Border-Gavaskar too. Zenit Rao. I said the day itself is better to drop Gill and play Washington and NKR because of 30 plus runs, 10 overs, but I didn't expect 150 plus balls from both. We need to give great credit to GG for backing NKR.
Yeah, this is something that hopefully Ashwin and I will also probably do a video on, where we'll get into all-rounders and everything. But yeah, one thing that's come good with the GG era is that he has backed all-rounders a lot. Of course, you can say it's been a double-edged sword with Harshit Rana's gamble not quite working. But at the same time, you've unearthed NKR, which holds Indian cricket in good stead moving forward. So yeah.
Benito, can DSP really play for 10 overs?
With the bat? No.
Yeah,
if he does it, nothing like it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know about 10 overs. I'm just hoping for 16 runs at the moment. Gavaskar was all of us when Pant got out today, 100%. He was like the dad or like the old uncle, just frustrated, and he just, oh my god, it was great to see, but it was all of us. Will India be able to play 120 overs in the 4th innings if it amounts to that?
Oh, that's a tough ask, especially in the 4th innings. Having said that, the pitch hasn't gone much worse to bat on,
it
if
is
anything.
Spinning, but
nothing outrageous. Like, there's no demons. The odd one keeps low or like bounces extra, but But again, 120 overs is a bit of a stretch. Hopefully, India don't need to bat that much.
That's true. Adit, I think Pant should develop a good defensive technique so that he can trust his defense. Agreed 100%. I think that's one of the ways we have talked about this a lot, but this is one of the ways the Australian camp is getting Punt out is by bowling straight at him so that Punt can play straight. And according to the Australian players, as long as Punt is playing straight, the Australian bowlers are in the game. Srikanth, lads, management and captaincy has been shit with placement. 83 runs for tailenders by us, and looking now, we would be better in place. I'm sure I read that wrong. 83 runs for tailenders by us, and looking now, we would be in better place. Why can't we adapt? This GG era has been shit.
Cool. So here's the thing, right? Coming to the tailenders bit, I think I've been talking about it from the first test match where India has been struggling consistently to finish off tailenders.
Yes.
And usually the thing with good teams is they're able to wrap up innings fast because they also have a designated bowler who cleans up the tail.
True.
In India's case, I feel like they ball Bumrah so much at the start that they kind of want to not use him towards the end, thinking that it's tailenders and they can get wickets. That's also what we saw happen when Pat Cummins was batting yesterday. And so, I mean, more than just probably Gautam Gambhir or Rohit, it's also the bowlers other than Bumrah who will have to step up and take charge of that role.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like you can... Obviously, Rohit is going to help with the fields and he has to ensure that he has better fields. But at this point, it feels like it's not going to happen. Like his captaincy is a certain style and I don't see it flipping over 180 degrees.
I like how Bro keeps asking what is wrong with Rohit's captaincy while you're talking about this. Something also to keep in mind is something we keep saying is how batters should play test match cricket, especially the Indian batters. And that is exactly what NKR and Washington Sundar did. They were disciplined throughout, leaving the balls outside off, not letting like ego come in the way, not running out of patience. They were taking their own time, especially Washington Sundar. I mean, the ball Nathan Lyon got him out was just an exceptional ball. It was the quickest ball he bowled in that innings. And the ball spun, the ball gripped, the ball bounced. So taking nothing away from Lyon. But Washington Sundar and NKR, the amount of patience they showed in this innings and while attacking the balls that were to be attacked, this is exactly what the top order should do. This is what the top order should take inspiration from. Players like Virat, who have almost seems like they have this ego thing where they have to fetch the ball outside off. I mean, this innings he did leave the ball quite well. But for players like these who are naturally attacking, even like Punt or Jaiswal, they need to learn from Washington Sundars and the NKRs because if you bide your time, you will get your runs. And this is exactly what the Indian team needs to do.
And this is classic test cricket where they talk about giving the first 40 minutes to the bowler and then you'll eventually be able to capitalize. And that's exactly what they did.
Mukesh Kumar instead of Siraj. Mukesh Kumar is back in India. He's playing the Vijay Hazare. So he's not in the squad. So as much as we would hope to do that, I don't think that's an option right now. There is Prasidh Krishna sitting out. So maybe potentially, maybe then. Prasidh Krishna instead of Siraj is an underrated take, but I don't know why Mukesh isn't in the conversation. I mean, he's been great and should be given an opportunity. Yeah, that is true, but he's back in India. Right. Rithik. Washi at number 3. Right, let's talk about this. Washington at number 3 or NKR, Washington, Sundar and NKR in the top 6 going forward. How does that make you feel?
Cool. NKR has shown me enough to come into the top 6. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, and the reason I'm saying this is because NKR has not only scored runs under pressure, he's shown that he can bat firstly with the tail.
True.
He's shown that he can bat time.
He's shown that he can bat with the new ball.
He can leave the ball. He can defend well. Deepesh, thanks for the super chat. Order Jaiswal, KL, Washi, Gill, Pant, NKR, Jadeja. Doesn't look too bad, does it? And this is something that will come into the conversation once Rohit and Kohli, there is some certainty around what the future of them is. Because the moment those two go out, NKR has to come into the top 6, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Because it also helps the balance of the squad because you can probably play that extra bowler. But yeah, like there are so many angles to this. You can take this to so many places. So we'll probably have a video coming out on this.
Hey, Rajasimha, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that a lot. Yeah, it's an interesting conversation because like Pratap said, NK in the top 6 sounds great. And not because of the runs he's scoring, but how he's scoring those runs.
Exactly. Yeah.
As much as Washington Sundar, for me, has been scoring runs, I'm okay if he bats number 7, number 8 as a batter who can also ball.
Batter who can ball or bowler who can bat?
I mean, at this point, they're using him as a batter who can bowl. But like, if they want to use him as a batter and push him up front, might as well, because he's scoring those runs. So who am I to tell him anything? But I'd rather have someone like a Dhruv Jurel as number 3, just because he's technically
Solid.
tight, and it's just that. Like if you were to talk about technique, and if you were to compare these two, Jurel is more tight. But then if you were to talk about technique, if you look at someone like a Steve Smith, until he faces the ball, you wouldn't pick him. So then again, who am I to say anything? But it's just interesting, yeah. Washington Sundar and NK in the top 6
And
is
also,
an interesting talk.
Another thing is, okay, technique's one thing, being able to score runs is one thing, but even the temperament that these both of them
Yes,
have
that's true.
is a big point of difference between, I think, a lot of the cricketers that make it to the highest level and do well versus people who just remain at Ranji.
Yeah, that's true. We were having a conversation, and it's something to think about, right? Harshit Rana and NKR gets picked in the first test match. Harshit Rana clearly has a better first class average with the bat, but NKR is pushed on top ahead of Rana, and then Rana gets dropped in the third test match, and here we have NKR scoring 100. Like, as much as stats are a lot of things, it's not everything.
Yeah.
Madhav, how do you think the pitch will play a role in the next 2 days?
Cracks will open up. It's going to spin more. We already saw that today with Lyon as well.
Yes.
So it's definitely going to assist spinners more. India's 2 spinners are going to come into the picture. I just hope Rohit does not wait too long to get them into the attack, because this is the mistake he made in the first innings as well.
True. Someone asked, what do you think that 11 for the next test match will be? And then someone said Rohit should also drop himself. And then what about Gill? A lot of questions related to all of this. It's interesting.
It is interesting.
I feel like if India managed to win this match, which is very, very, very far away, or like managed to draw it, I don't see a reason why they should bring in an extra batter. If anything, drop Siraj and play another fast bowler.
Yeah, probably.
Why Gill?
I think, so here's the thing, right? There's been a lot of rumors going on around about a retirement.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
if it is Rohit Sharma, then there's every chance that he'll play that final test and then call it quits. He could come good in that test match. Obviously, I don't know. It's very subjective.
I mean, if he scores 100 and then retires, what a fairy tale ending.
Yeah. But for Gill, I think it's a bit of a scapegoat situation now.
I feel like Gill isn't. So someone asked, what should? Oh, okay, wait. Did the management finally give up backing Shubman Gill? I don't think it's that. I think they're just waiting for Rohit and Virat to hang up the boots. Because the second they hang up the boots, Gill finds her spot. KL Rahul goes back opening.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to bat number 3 for whatever reason. Yeah. And then there's another opener. So there are spots to be filled. And I think Gill's just 25. Like, he could fail for the next 3 years, have the best Ranji season and still be picked.
Having said that, I still have apprehensions of Gill in Sena countries. He's done well in India. True. He'll have to get a substantial score in Sena soon. Otherwise, at least for Sena, then I don't see the point of picking Gill.
Fair. Yeah. Madhav, what do you think about revamping the test squad, bench youngsters and kicking the older guys out like Kohli and Rohit? We made a whole video about this yesterday.
Yeah.
And why it is important for the Indian team to drop Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. A lot of people interestingly think Kohli is doing well. I'm sure he is. I mean, Rahane...
But that's also insane recency bias on the 36 that he made yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. And even Rahane, for that matter. He looks good until he doesn't. And Rahane used to get out after getting starts, and so is Kohli right now. I mean, he did get that 100. Yeah. But again, ever since then, he's shown improvement. Yesterday when he batted, he did show improvement, but he needs to score runs. And as a batter, that is your job. You can't look good for 36 and then get out. Do you think Dhruv Jurel should play instead of Rishabh Pant? I'm going to switch on the fan.
Yeah. Ashwin's leaving me. But yeah, Dhruv Jurel can play, we think, has the technique to be good enough as a pure batter.
Yes.
I don't see Pant going out of the fray at all anytime soon, especially. Pant will probably have to fail for 1 or 2 years to be out of the test squad. If it's white ball, that's a different conversation, but yeah.
Should Rohit even play the next game? Objectively, he shouldn't play the next game. Yeah. If he wants to stick to the selfless narrative, he might just retire by the end of this test match. If not, he might just play the next test match because it's the last test match and then retire. Nothing against Rohit. I just think it's about time.
Yeah. I mean, Mark Nicholas on air has also spoken about this. I think the general consensus, even in the commentary panel, is that Rohit in the team right now is a liability. I mean, MSK Prasad yesterday on comms blasted Rohit. Yeah. That was quite the joy.
Dedicated video on future batting order and what would Jaiswal Jaiswal bowling. He did bowl quite a bit in the under 19, which is something very very interesting, right? We will have a video on this, but it's again something to think about. Of how turn on slow mode in comments, please. Oh, sorry, yeah, we will do that from tomorrow. A lot of people joined us. We almost had 250 people. We have 250 people live. Like, guys, if you haven't liked, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. But again, the point is, thank you so much for joining us. We always appreciate this. But something to think about is, as much as you want NKR in the top 6, as much as you can play 5 specialist bowlers if NKR is in the top 6, people shouldn't forget NKR can bowl.
Can bowl, yeah.
The way people forgot Jaiswal can bowl. Like, as much as you want all-rounders, you need to let them do their all-rounder bit.
True.
Harshvardhan. After Rohit's retirement, who do you think should be Jaiswal's opening partner? KL Rahul or Abhimanyu Easwaran?
See, if KL wants to open, let him open by all means. If KL is okay batting 3 and Gill moves down the order or something like that, then give Easwaran a go. He's done everything right to be there. True. Might as well give him a chance.
Yeah, that's true. Nitish, thoughts on India not having played an ODI in the last 6 months before Champions Trophy? Not only that, we lost the home series. Was it a home series?
It was away series, Sri Lanka.
Yeah, okay, fine. So, but we lost the series against Sri Lanka under Gambhir's captaincy. We haven't played an ODI. We play one series before the Champions Trophy, which is a whole other conversation, and which we will make a video on because it's bizarre when you think about it. What do you guys think? Give me a yes or a no if you guys think if NKR should be in the ODI squad with Hardik Pandya. I want to know, we want to know what you guys think. So give us a yes or a no. Because imagine if you have 2 all-rounders in the middle of your batting order or below a batting order. You have so many options. Interesting. But think about it. He's played the T20 format and he has done well. Now he's done well in the Test format. Yeah. So I'm assuming he can only do well in the ODIs. Q Limes. If Rohit does play the next game, what position do you think he should play at?
I'd let Rohit just open the innings so that he can have closure when he doesn't score runs that he's done.
Fair. Yeah. A lot of people saying yes, which is interesting. As a backup, yeah, that's true. I like Tanuj's opinion in T20, obviously, but in ODI, no. It's interesting because you would then say in Test also no, but then he's done well in Test. So Tanuj, if you can, let us know why you think not in ODIs. Yes, but who else will leave that? Yeah, it's a conversation to have.
The only thing is because he's shown that he's probably good enough as a batter, he's shown the attacking game also, he's shown solid defense, True. He can ball. And so by bringing him into maybe the top 6, you improve the balance of your squad.
Hey Shrikant, thank you so much for the super chat. We are missing a bowling all-rounder like Shardul.
Interesting. So even with Shardul, I think Shardul's a bit of a double-edged sword, right? Because he might get you the wickets, which is important.
He always, for some reason,
gets the wickets. But the amount of runs he leaks, and so on a day when he doesn't get a wicket, it looks extremely shabby. Yeah. And it's happened a fair bit in his short career.
Which is also why it'll be very important for NKR to improve his bowling. You want him to improve his bowling. You want him to continue bowling. You want the captain to give him bowling during matches. Do you think Rohit will be in the WTC final? Can we get there if SA doing well? Hey Vasu! Hello friends.
Before Rohit, will India be in the WTC final? It depends on that. There's going to be a lot of permutations and combinations. A lot will depend on the BGT itself. So yeah.
I was just looking at the South Africa-Pakistan score. Pakistan is 88 for 3 and Pakistan trail by 2 runs. I don't think it should be a tough ask for South Africa to win this match. But yeah, just the things. Velocity.
Oh, okay.
In your video on Roko, I made a very long comment telling my opinions. Take a look if you... Oh, yeah.
Awesome, we'll do that.
Sorry. Any takes on Kohli's mental problems and performance worries leading to Champions Trophy? The format is small and mistakes should be avoided at any cost. Should Rohit be there in Champions Trophy?
Yeah, in the ODI setup, I think these guys are more than handy. They're going to be good. They're all legends of the white ball game.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't think much changes there. They've done well in the 2023 World Cup as well.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah. Good Lord, we have 280 people.
This is the highest we've had. Right?
This is the
Thanks
highest.
for joining in.
Yeah. Like if you haven't. If you guys are joining here for the first time, you would have missed the first half of our live where we had a lot of segments where we talk about positives, negatives and all stuff about Indian cricket. We will also talk about what the Australian team needs to do. Yeah, we will keep this, continue to keep this short. So, couple more minutes. It's already been 30 minutes. We'll stay here for a bit and then we shall take a leave. Ayush Sharma, Reddy now permanent in the team? Reddy now permanent in the team.
Reddy is ready for the job. Yes. Will he be a permanent? Time will tell because he's definitely going to play the England series. There's no doubt about it now. But when it comes to the home series, is he going to play? That's something that will be up for debate. For that, it'll purely depend on his game against Spin, which it seems is pretty good.
And if
for
he's
that,
batting in the top six.
Precisely.
If Virat retires, should Shuman play at number 4? Bro, read my comment. I finally did read the comment.
Yeah.
You know, that is the interesting bit. Should Gill bat at number 4? Usually, your best batter in the team bats at number 4 and not someone who can only play at number 4. And I think that's the difference. Virat, struggled in other positions, but he was still the best batter in the squad and hence started batting number 4.
Yeah.
Shuman Gill cannot bat number 3 because of the style of play, or at least for now, he's struggling to bat number 3. And the only position he can play is the number 4. So there's a difference. So would you want someone like a Shuman Gill playing at number 4 when you know he's not the best batter in the team?
Right. Definitely something to think about. Like Gill, it's that technical flaw. If he finds a way to sort that out, if he's more solid in his defense and temperament also, then I think 4 is probably his for the taking.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's interesting.
And Sena runs as well.
Do you see Jaiswal at number 4 if Virat retires? He's a strike batter.
No, Jaiswal should not bat number 4. He's opened all his life.
Yeah, he should just continue opening.
In fact, Ashwin's also said this, that even in Rajasthan Royals, they moved Padikkal down so that Jaiswal could open. You don't want to mess with that guy's position. He's doing so well as an opener.
Yes.
There's barely any openers who average that much at the international level.
Yeah, the problem is if you take Jaiswal at number 4, who is going to open? Anyways, you're struggling with a partner and you're hoping KL Rahul does when Rohit Sharma retires. But then, if not for Jaiswal, who else?
Please
Sri
discuss
Hari.
my super chat. Where's your super chat?
Wait, what?
Please discuss my super chat. Chitran.
Oh, was it the batting lineup bit? I think it was the. If I'm not mistaken, it was the batting lineup bit. I think we did discuss that. Yeah. Utkarsh, do you think Prasidh or Harshit Rana should be in the SCG test instead of Siraj? Something to keep in mind about the SCG test, and we will have a pre-match, is how batting friendly the bloody ground is. I don't know about Harshit Rana, but Prasidh Krishna might be in the contention. Maybe.
Yeah.
Dhruv, 100. Thank you so much for this. I thought 100 runs for whatever reason. Thank you so much for the super chat. With how good the pitch was for batting today, that run out completely is going to be crucial in the context of the game. That is very, very true.
Yeah. India would have been 2 down starting the day today. Just imagine.
Yeah. In your latest videos, you guys talked about Roko's problem and other stuff. Do you think Kohli's need to contain himself from touching those outside off stump deliveries, and that would end his rot? It would. It's easier said than done, but he hasn't been able to do it for the longest time. And if he struggles to do that, the question is, how long can you give him time to do it when in the last 4 years he hasn't? So, what's the line that you're going to draw?
Vibhakar asks, why is Natarajan not picked? The simple reason is he keeps getting injured, which is why he doesn't get picked for the longest format.
Who do you think is the best current batsman in the team then? KL Rahul.
KL...
In terms of... and I feel...
He's been consistent,
Performance... In this series, at least performance and technique, KL Rahul.
KL, also NKR,
Yeah. This... Should we... Is this it, Pratip?
Are there any more questions? 300 guys. We have 300 people watching.
Have joined our live. Thank you so much for that. That is insane. Vedant, who will be captain in the next WTC cycle if Rohit retires? I'm assuming Jasprit Bumrah.
Give it to Bumrah. Yeah, he's done well.
Yeah. There are a couple of things to keep in mind in terms of the next WTC cycle. Is if Jadeja is going to be a lone spinner in overseas, is he going to be a first choice spinner?
Yeah.
Is Shami going to come back and going to be the pair with Bumrah?
Yeah.
Who's your top 4? Who's your opener? Who's your number 3? Jesus, there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things. I think firstly handling the transition into the next test cycle, because very likely some seniors are going to leave, going to retire. I hope they don't get dropped. They should just go out on their own at this point. But yeah, transition comes into the picture now because of how NK has performed. It'll open the whole debate of where he should bat if he can come in the top 6. Boshi, Kotian's in the squad, Manav Sutar's knocking on the door. A lot of things are going to come into the picture.
Now let's talk about what India needs to do tomorrow, because this live can go on and on. Yeah, and what India needs to do tomorrow to, yeah, at least take a slight advantage, if not be positive about the game itself. Like we said, good lord, I apologize for the phone calls, but India should bat as long as they can, which is easier said than done. So what they need to do is they look at runs. So like now we trail by 116 runs. The best way to go about it is get those 16 runs to make sure we trail by less than 100. And that'll be very, very important. Even a trail of 99 just gives something to the team, knowing that you're not trailing by 100 runs. And that is what India will need to do. And then with the ball, I don't know for sure, but I hope they start off with Rohit Sharma. They start off with Bumrah and Akashdeep just to see how things go. I mean, the ball's not going to go so old that Siraj cannot be the first change.
Right.
So I just hope they start with Akashdeep and Bumrah just to see if Akashdeep gets those wickets early with Bumrah, who has been in the last couple of test matches. So that will be how you have to go about tomorrow's day's play. And yeah, this has been a live. Thank you so much for joining us. We were late. We were very, very late. Yet you guys joined us, 300 of you. And we couldn't appreciate that enough.
Yeah. Definitely like, subscribe so that this gets pushed to a lot of people.
Yes, please do that. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. We will meet you guys tomorrow. Pratip might not be there, but we will do a live. I'll be there, unfortunately, for you guys, and not him. But yeah, I'll be there. We'll do a live tomorrow after the day's play. We'll talk about the same thing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, peace.
Peace.